Hello everyone, welcome back to our course Environmental Health, Safety and Risk Management. Last time we have discussed about some underlying background of why we need to think about EHS as a system and what is actually EHS for an engineer. In this chapter, we will continue to explore more on three critical tools in conducting a hazard environmental and health and safety assessment. Yeah, so we will explore three things today. First is hazard recognition, the second is accident causation theories, and the third, accident investigation. These three things are critical tools for engineers because if we can recognize hazard and understand why accidents happen, we can prevent them. We can we can design a better system to prevent the accident to happen. A hazard is any source or situation with the potential to cause harm. An incident is an unplanned event that could have caused harm, while an accident is an unplanned event that did cause harm. So there is a slight difference between incident and accident. Incident is basically when things did not really happen, but accident is those that did happen. Recognizing hazard and distinguishing these terms is the first step to prevention. So, in order to clarify the difference among these things, we can take an example of wet floor. So, we can think about we have a wet floor, and then this wet floor can cause someone slip but not injured. This is what we call as an incident. So this guy is actually slipped due to the wet floor, but no injured happened. When someone slips and break arms, for example, due to the wet floor, this event is called an accident. So hazard can be grouped into categories. Each has different effect and control. There are different types of hazard. Let's learn about that one by one. The first is physical hazard. Physical hazards are any physical phenomena that may cause disturbance to safety or health. For example, noise, vibration, radiation, and extreme temperature. Normally, when you work in a factory, you will feel like the temperature feels very hot, or you work in a high humidity, yeah? Or there are some noise due to the operation of machinery and etc. Those are the physical hazards. Chemical hazards is any toxic, flammable, corrosive, or reactive substances. So the interaction between human with these substances which are toxic, flammable, corrosive, or reactive are the things that is categorized under chemical hazard. The third thing is biological hazard. The biological hazard is due to the existence of microorganisms such as bacteria, viruses, and fungi. Yeah, when you work in a biological laboratory or microbiological biological laboratory, you are exposed to biological hazards. The fourth one is ergonomic hazard. Ergonomic hazard is due to the poor workstation design, repetitive motion. Take an example when we work in an office, yeah, you sit down and work with your computer for 8 days or more in a day, you are exposed to repetitive motion, yeah, and this will cause an ergonomic hazard. The other one is psychosocial hazard. These are the stress that is given by your workload. Yeah, so some unpleasant condition in your work that will cause your feeling. Yeah, like you feel bored, you feel uh, under pressure, yeah, overwhelming. That's what we call a psychosocial hazard. The other one is mechanical hazard. This hazard comes from the interaction with machineries, tools, moving equipment. For example, if you uh, work as a driver, a bus driver, for example, you are exposed to mechanical hazard because of the possible accident to happen. Now, let us learn about the accident causation theories. These are the theories that is being the foundation on why accident may happen. Over time, experts develop theories to explain why and how accident may and can happen. The oldest theory, or the first theory that is known in accident causation, is called the domino theory, or it's also called Henry's theory. This theory suggests that accidents occur in a chain: unsafe traits, unsafe act, then come accident, and eventually it leads into an injury. So it is begin by some condition that's unsafe, and then it's enhanced by unsafe action by some people being on that areas, and then there comes some accident that cause injuries. So removing one domino chain will be able to prevent the accident to happen. That's what this domino theory says. The second theory that is widely used is human factor theory. Human factor theory suggests that accidents come from overload, inappropriate response, or inappropriate activities. That all these things are due to the human being that is involved in the accident. In the modern time, there are different theories that is developed to explain on why accident happen. These theories include multiple causation theory. So multiple causation theory says that actually there is no single factor. There are many factors combined all together that create an accident. The other one in the modern time and modern approach for accident causation theory is Swiss cheese model. So yeah, cheese. Yeah, cheese is yeah. Nowadays, when you buy a hamburger, you have a layer of cheese, yeah, inside of the hamburger. That's how this theory are explaining how accident happen. Organizations are layers of defense. When holes align, accident occur. Yeah, so it's a multiple effect of a multiple layer that are in an organization that cause an accident to happen. Another modern theory is a system thinking theory. System thinking theory suggests that root causes are often organizational and not individual cause. So it's just like iceberg theory. Yeah, you can see the tip of iceberg above the water level, but what is important is what is below the water level. So those are what we call as a root cause. Root cause are the result of interaction between individuals and all the component of an organization. Those interaction are the things that cause an accident. Once we understand hazard and accident causes, we need to actively recognize hazard. So, recognizing hazard means that we deep into detail on each individual things that can cause the hazard. And in this step, it is very important to understand how the system works. There are some techniques used in recognize the hazard. The first technique is workplace inspection. Workplace inspection is normally conducted by the people who work in that workplace, but also to other people who are purposely assigned to do some kind of inspection or audit. The aim of workplace inspection is to find out any potential cause that may lead into some accident. The other technique is the so-called job safety analysis. Job safety analysis is conducting a detailed analysis on a certain job conducted in this work. The other thing is the called near miss reporting. You know, near miss, yeah, it's an incident. Something happened, unplanned event that happened, but it doesn't really cause an injury. Yeah, that's near miss. Near miss is most of the time is ignored by people, but actually near miss is a gate for accident to have an injury or even fatality. So near miss reporting is a preventive way in preventing an accident to happen. The other technique is by doing a checklist, yeah, an audits. Yeah. So the organization develop a kind of checklist that in this checklist we can make sure that everything that cause an accident as a possible cause for an accident will be checked one by one, and then by that we will be sure that everything is under control. When accident happen, we investigate to find root causes and prevent recurrence. There are different steps that include in accident investigation process. The first step is to secure the scan. Yeah, you normally see that when accident happen, you can see some police line attached in the area that make sure that no one should enter the area when the accident is happen. And then once the scene is secure, you can deploy some people, for example, safety officers, to gather some information on, or even the law enforcement, like police, yeah, to gather the information. What are the characteristics of the accident? What is the possible cause of this accident? Once all the data have been gathered and information collected, we can proceed to analyzing data with tools like a fishbone diagram. Yeah, fishbone diagram is to find different possible causes of a problem or event. We can also identify root causes by applying the five whys method. Yeah. You ask why for 5 times at least to get the root causes of the problem. And then once you got the root causes, you can put some recommendation for corrective action and doing the follow up to ensure improvement lasts. To summarize of this topic, we can conclude that hazards are everywhere, and hazard is in different forms. It comes in different forms, either physical, chemical, biological, ergonomic, psychosocial, and mechanical. Different theories try to explain why accident happen, from domino effect to system theory. And then prevention requires proactive hazard recognition and thorough investigation. Think about these reflection questions. Number one, why is it important to distinguish hazard from accidents? Number two, how can modern accident models improve safety practices? And number three, have you ever witnessed a near miss? What could have been done differently? Thank you for following the chapter 3 of our course. In the next session, we will dive into material handling and machine safety. This is one of the critical area for engineering working and dealing with the possible of accident. See you in the next chapter.